Hello, it's Friday, it's Friday. You know I love Fridays. I can't help myself. How is everybody? I'm so glad you're here. How was your week? Are y'all warmer? I have to say, this is the first day of sun that we've had since, gosh, I think it started on Tuesday. Very cold, very wet, which is unusual for us. You know, normally we get the cold, the wet in front of the cold front. And then when it gets cold, it's dry, just dry and cold, which is nice. I love that. But that has not been the case. We have had cold and wet. No snow, not for us. There were some people I noticed. I was telling Bo in the our neighborhood Facebook group that they showed pictures of what looked like snow flurries. But of course, the meteorologists have said, no, that's not actually snow. I don't know. I was born and raised in Ohio. It looked like snow flurries to me. But I asked Bo, did you see anything when you took the dog out before bed? And he said no. So anyway, we didn't see any snow. We're not that far north, but they did get snow in Pensacola, quite a bit, actually. It was crazy. So yeah. So let's see. I have not even had a chance to look at the comments. So hey, Laura and Linda. Yeah, who is not seeing snow outside their windows? Yeah. And who is? Because I know. Oh, Valera says all her snow is gone, but it's above freezing. That's good. Yeah, no snow in Ocala. But you're further north than us, so yeah. Yeah, I have to say, I got Bo to raise our heating, the temperature, like it's set on like a schedule. So if it gets below 70, the heat kicks on. If it gets above 78, the air kicks on. And I was complaining because our house is apparently not well insulated. Like our bathroom, especially the master bath. No wonder I get so hot in the summer because it is freezing. I would say it's a solid 10 degrees colder in our bathroom than the rest of the house. Whew. So anyway, I was like, my plans for moving up north after we retire, I just don't know. I have definitely lost my immunity to the cold in all these years in Florida. That is for sure. Oh, Laura, your snow is melting. Yeah, I'm not sure what our temperature was. Hey, Carol, and Cindy, I don't know what our temperature was this morning, so I didn't look. Yeah. I just know it's cold, and I'm wearing all the hand knits. Are y'all wearing your hand knits? If you're not wearing them now, I don't know what's going to make you wear them, because this has been the ideal weather for it for sure. Hats and gloves and sweaters. Hey, Carol, we got Carol Burdett and Carol Wittig. We have all the Carols. I've already mentioned that. We have our own little trio going on with us too, don't we? And Tish, oh, it's 24. Oh my goodness. And Karen, we have all the Karens. I love it. And Sharon, it's worth being up north. All right. I like it. That's good. All right. Very good. Okay. I'm so glad y'all are here. Thank you for joining me. So it is FO Friday. I feel like I can say that because I actually have two FOs. So let me just brag about this one for a moment. Dun, dun, dun. This is the broom. I'm not calling it the broom sweater anymore because it's obviously not really much of a sweater. It's more like the broom tee for me. So I should have brought the leftover yarn that I had. So I had 3 cakes of fluffy DK in nutmeg and then cinnamon spice. Dun, dun, dun. And then down here, I did Mocha. So, and I had quite a bit of each skein left, almost half, I would say, just eyeballing it. So I think if I made another one like this, I could use even 2 skeins. In fact, I believe Evie is her knitting name. She got 2 skeins of this and she's knitting a ranunculus. So, and then you can see here, I did Mocha on one sleeve and I ended up doing cinnamon spice on the other. I just wanted to go for a little bit of fun. So I did it different. Obviously I made some modifications to the pattern. You can see, and I think I already threw away my paper copy. When I have so much yarn clutter, and I saw somebody do a Facebook post about this, about their knitting station, and they were asking, is everybody else's knitting station as messy as mine? I was like, yes, absolutely. Which is why as soon as I'm done with the project, I try to clean up as much of that as I can and put stuff back where it belongs so that it doesn't just pile up. Because inevitably, when that happens, then later on, when I need a certain needle or a certain notion or tool, I can't find it. And I'm like, oh, why did I do it? So it just saves me a lot of frustration if I clean up after myself. So paper patterns, I put my notes on Ravelry, like any modifications that I did, and then my paper patterns get tossed. So I've already thrown away. So I can't show you. You'll have to look on Ravelry if you want to see. The original pattern calls for like basically a turtleneck that folds over. And I didn't want that. I knew I was going for a short sleeved option. So I also wanted the neckline to be less. So I think I did 10 rows of the neckline ribbing. And then it's basically, she has you do some short row shaping in the back, which is perfect. And then you basically come down and knit from there. And I did one set of side decreases. I think I could have obviously not done any. I made a size 1. And I think if I did it again, I like the fit, and it's perfect for these pants. I actually have 2 pairs of high-waisted pants like this, and I've been wanting some shirts to wear with them. And so this is, the other pair is blue. So this shirt is perfect for that, which is what I was going for. But I think if I made this again, I might make it a little bigger, especially if I were making the sweater option. So again, obviously I did short sleeves. She has long. And I only did like 5 rows of ribbing on the sleeve. And I finished up this bad boy last night. Just so you know, I got home from a knitting group that I went to. And yeah, I told Bo, I said, I have to stay up and finish this sleeve. I thought I would get it done there, but I didn't. And then traffic was terrible on the disaster that we call I-4. So I think it was almost 9 o'clock by the time I got home. And I was like, normally we're in bed by then, but I said, I have to finish this up so I can block it tonight. So I hurried up and finished this last sleeve. And then I took it out to the dye studio, and it grew. It didn't grow much. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. You're always concerned about how much something's going to grow. And this, I think it grew like a 1/2 inch, and that was it, maybe. So this yarn, the Fluffy DK, is great. And I absolutely love it. I think I used the needle size that she recommended, which was a size 7 for the body and then a size 6 for the ribbing. And I switched between the Chow Goo when it was short. I used my Chow Goo shorties, the circumference when the circumference was small. And then as soon as I could, y'all remember, I used my Knit Pro Cubics size 7 needles, because I don't have an interchangeable set yet. I'll get one. It's coming, I'm telling you. Anyway, and then for the sleeves, I used the Chow Goo, the blue shorties again. So I've interchanged, but I think my gauge obviously was consistent enough that it was fine. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think it'll be great for, cooler or warmer temperatures here in Florida. So and I have to say that I've had this out at some of my trunk shows lately. It has sold me some yarn because it is so soft against your skin. This is really a pleasure to wear, to knit with. It does have some of that, a little bit of the stickiness when you're knitting with it. I was able to tink when I needed to, but because of the halo, there is some of that stickiness. So just, be aware of that if you're thinking of doing it. But more and more people are knitting with it, which I'm delighted to see. I have some projects to show you today with it. So yeah, I'm very excited. Let's see. What has Bo done? Linda, fleece your feet, haven't left my feet. I know, me too. I have been wearing my alpaca socks. They're my go-to socks. I got to tell you, in this cold weather. Maggie loves the intro. Oh, she's such a sweetie. And Pam is here. I saw you last night, Pam. And I saw a couple of, so where I went, by the way, was the Bay Area Knitting Guild, their monthly meeting. So it was lovely to see those ladies. And I met a brand new to the guild lady, Mary Ellen, when I was walking in. She and I walked in because it was my first time going to one of their monthly meetings, and it was a large group. So she and I walked in, and she looks at me and she's like, "Are you here for the knitting group?" And I said, "I am. Are you?" And we got to chatting because we were waiting. The one lady at the one desk told us we needed to check in. And so we were chatting, and come to find out there are two Mary Ellens in the group. What are the chances of that? Anyway, Mary Ellen, all one word, is a delightful person. And so, yeah, I was happy to meet with her. And yeah, it was such a great group. So I'm glad you're here, Pam. Thanks for joining. And Lydia is here. Dun, dun, dun. Finally caught the live. I tell you, Lydia, it's what happens when you're busy working. All right. Hey, Karen, glad you're here. There's Evie. I'm frozen. Don't think oh no, you don't think your school has heat? I'm sure it does, but you're not getting it. I'm so sorry. You better hurry up and knit that ranunculus. I'm going to talk more about ranunculus today, by the way. Okay, so moving on, I have a winner to announce. Do y'all remember last week? These, I should take them out of the bag, but I wanted to keep them in pristine condition. So these stitch stoppers from Anne, which say proud member of the Salty Bee Club. And so we did a giveaway. So for all of you who did hashtag salty, I appreciate it. And the winner is dun, 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 Lonnie Holt. Congratulations, Lonnie. I love it. So I already have your address, so I will get these sent out to you pronto. So yes, in fact, I'm going to set them over here so I don't forget, and I'll ship them out today. All right. So y'all have been very busy. What should we do first? Let's see. Do I want to talk about y'all's whips and FOs? I just want to say that thank you all so much. You have been posting up a storm of yarns. Well, first of all, your projects in general in the Facebook group, which I love. I love to see that. And then also you've been so kindly posting pictures of yarns that I've dyed. So I love it. It just warms my heart. Every time I see one, it just makes my day. So thank you so much for posting those. They're awesome. And yeah, why don't we just go through them real quick? I just go through the ones that I grabbed. Hey, Diane, good to see you. I love it. All right, let me find where they all are. Here we go. There's a bunch. So I will try not to take up too much time, but they're just so awesome. I know y'all will agree. So Bobby, speaking of people who are knitting with Fluffy DK, she started the Chloe sweater, and it is the pattern that is knitting for breakfast. I found another Chloe pattern, by the way, that would look good in Fluffy DK, and put it in my queue. But I do love this one because it has this whimsical big cable that runs up the front. So she is knitting it with the colorway After Midnight. I love it. It looks so good. And I know it's going to fit perfectly because all of Bobby's tops that she makes are like the perfect fit. She's awesome at that. Okay, this is Linda Frank. I know. I think I grabbed this one off of Ravelry. This is one of her many fleece your feet socks, that she knit up. And I want to say over the top. And then I forget what the other, I think it was Swan White. I think that she paired with this. So it looks amazing. By the way, if you've done, well, we'll talk more about fleece your feet in a little bit. And then Shannon, who is also Sunshine and You on Instagram, she has finished her second pair of socks, and she used, I love this, teal. So she used 3 colors. She's got Teal the Cows Come Home in there. She's got Cookie Crumbs and Burnt Butter that she used for the heels. I love that. Those are awesome crocheted socks. Very, very cool. And then this is Connie Hendricks. She is knitting up her, and I did not grab the name of the pattern. I know she posted it, and I, for some reason, didn't grab it. And she's using the Merry Grinchmas set. So looks awesome. I love it so much. And then let's see if I can get my mouse to work here. Oh, this one is fabulous. So this is Jenny Danker, and she knit the, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to try. It's Isabel Kramer. y'all know I love Isabel Kramer, and all of her patterns are amazing. This one has some just amazing detail in there. I love it so much. She knit it in pumpkin spice latte, and then she held it with swan white. So of course that's going to make it appear a little more marled. Oh, and I bet it is so soft and warm and fuzzy. I love it so much. It's awesome. All right. Anne also did, well, she is doing, I think these are for your husband. Am I right? So burnt butter and cookie crumbs. And she is pairing it, I should say, with mirror on the toe. Well, for this one anyway, on the toe and the heel. I know Anne likes to mix her colors up like I do. So I'm excited to see how she finishes off that second sock. And then here's another pair. Oh, I love this one so much. So she used candy shards and mandarin, and then everyday pink. Oh, this is that main colorway in there is the Bon Anniversaire that I dyed up for Helen's anniversary earlier. Well, no, not earlier this year, last year. Sorry. That looks so good. I absolutely love those colors together. I don't think I saved myself a skein of that. I think I need a skein of that. I'm gonna have to do something about that. It looks awesome. Oh, and another sweater. This is Cheryl Guin, and she did the beautifully basic Henley. And I remember dyeing this up for her, Apple Crisp, a couple of years ago. And she said, oh, it's an old FO, so not sure if I'm still offering it. I still have the dye recipe. I'm just letting you know. But yeah, that's gorgeous. I love that so much. And it fits you perfectly. I love it. All right, Lonnie posted her cowl, the Making Memories cowl. That's a pattern that I wrote, and I love her colors. She's got Go Big or Go Home at the top there, and then Apple Teeny is the green, Good Girl is the blue, and then Peony. So I love it. It looks amazing. Oh, and another Fleece Your Feet by Star. So she used Army and Belschnickel. How awesome is that? That's a great, great combination. Fantastic. Nicely done. And this one made my day. It made me wonder if I could handle this pattern so Katrin mentioned that it has some crochet detailing, and I can like crochet a chain. But I'm a quick learner, right? So I'm curious if I could do this pattern. It is the Luminous Tee, and she did it so it was Roll of the Dice was the main color. That was last year's Dye Live. And then the coordinating cousins, which were Cornflower and Royal. And it looks perfect. I love the way you have that mirror image going on, which might be what the pattern calls for. I don't know, but I think it's phenomenal. So I may have to check out that pattern. And then lastly, Valera, she is the sock knitting queen. This is, I don't know if y'all remember this. This is a one-of-a-kind colorway that I did. I was playing around because Valera had sent me I think she tagged me in a Facebook post and mentioned that could I do something like that? And I was like, I don't know, I could try. So I played around with it, and that was the result of it. And I remember showing it on one of the live videos, and Valera messaged me and was like, I want that. So she got it. So she's knitting with it. I love it. I think I gave it a name for you, Valera, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Comments. No, Fluffy, sorry. By the way, Bo has mentioned that I missed some comments. I almost wonder if sometimes I don't see all the comments, because there was one last week that I was like, I did not see that comment at all. So if I miss, don't hesitate to bring it up again. So if somebody asked, there's no nylon. Fluffy DK, I want to say it's 90% Surrey alpaca and 10% silk. It is like, it's a dream. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just super soft. And I thought it might feel almost heavy. And I think it's just because of a weird trick in my mind. So one of the things you'll notice if you get it is that when you go to block your object, it soaks up water like that. I think I've mentioned this before. And so for some reason, to me, because I associate when I am pre-soaking it and then I lift up those skeins, they are super heavy until I, wring out the water. So I think in my mind, it's this heavy skein and it's really not. It's super light and fluffy. But you know how your brain makes weird associations. I don't know. Anyway, so, oh yes, you definitely need to make a Henley. I have one. I'm trying to, what color? Oh, I did it in Happy Hour. And I love it. It's super comfortable. That's another one. There aren't too many sweaters that I've knit that I'm like, I want to knit that again. Most of them I'm like, I would love to have more than one version of this sweater. So, oh, Katrin, the crochet is just a chain. There you go. The tricky part is that you have to crochet through the fabric so you can't see oh boy, you can't see the working yarn. Interesting. Yeah, that could get interesting. Huh. So I wonder, do you have to do the crochet? Could you like do it a different way with knitting? I don't know. Anyway, I love it. It's a beautiful top. So very cool. All right. So I'm not done showing you, not only did I finish my broom, I did a post about this. I finished the bear paw socks. Sorry, that label is for trunk shows. So let me move that. So here they are, and I made them full on sister socks. So if y'all remember, this is a toe up pattern. She has you do sorry, I'm supposed to hide my face, I think, because it likes to focus on my face. It is what is the name of the cast on? I can't remember. Anyway, it's very similar to Judy's Magic cast on, but I actually like it. Oh, the Turkish cast on. So you start here, and then it has this is a Flegel heel, which I also really like. I am totally open to knitting another pair of toe up socks with that combination. Turkish cast on and a Flegel heel. Definitely the way to go. And I marled the colors together. And I like them. They're for bow, so it's fine that they're perfect sister socks. I was tempted to do something funky, mix things up, like put some weird colored stripe in one of them. I like my socks to be funky and different, but that's all right. These will be a show sample for a little bit until Bo steals them from me. And yeah, so I did finish those as well. So now that means I have to focus on my stripe step socks. I did not work on those at all this week because I was busy working on these socks and finishing up the room. So now I've got to get busy on that. And I probably will cast on another pair of vanilla socks, something that I can take with me if I'm out and about. In fact, it was funny because I have spent so much time knitting this past week that I felt a little odd when I sat down here waiting for the live to start. I was like, oh, I need some knitting. It's kind of gotten to where if I'm sitting down, I should be knitting. I've even been knitting when I'm eating lunch, it's doable. I'm just saying, it's doable. So yeah, so finished all the things this week. I feel so proud of myself. So what will I be casting on next? I've decided that I'm going to make another ranunculus. And I would have worn my previous ranunculus today, but I needed to show off the broom. So I will wear my other ranunculus next week. I'll try to remember. I'm sure I will. And I love it. And it is one of the most commented sweaters that I have if I wear it to a trunk show or something like that. I get more comments on it and compliments on it. And people recognize it more than any other sweater that I have knit. So if you're not familiar, who isn't familiar with the ranunculus, but you may not be, this is the picture that's on the front page. And that is one of also the most common comments that I get is that yours doesn't look anything like what's on the pattern page. And it does. Obviously, it's recognizable. So it does. I think what they're trying to say is mine does not fit. A lot of people don't care for the looseness. I think the way that she has, this is my opinion, and I did not print the page. There is another picture of a lady who has a fuller bust line, and it fits her perfectly. and I love it. And I think that's the thing about this, is that for a lot of people, they find the fit more flattering if it's more fitted and it's not so loose. And I'll be honest, that was kind of my thing too. And in fact, because of the pictures, I had seen some people knitting it and I was like, I don't know. I don't think, would I wear that? And then Teresita, this has been a while ago, said, we should knit the ranunculus together. And I was like, let's do it. So I ended up knitting a ranunculus, loved the way it fit. And I wrote down my recipe because I did some modifications. I don't remember if they're true modifications. Well, I know one thing that I did. So you see here in this, you see how loose that is there? One of the things that I did was I took out at least 2 rows that you're supposed to knit after the yoke and before you separate the sleeves. And I just didn't knit them. I went ahead and separated for the sleeves. And I put in my notes that I could even eliminate another row. So I'll definitely do that again. And yeah, and I like it. So that's what I'm doing. One of my new cast-ons, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time. I'm going to use 1 skein of swanky sock, and I will hold it with 2 skeins at a time. I ended up needing 3 cakes or 3 skeins, but I'll hold 2 strands of fluffy lace with the swanky sock. So what colorway is this? Anybody know? Do you recognize it? I have knit with it before. It's one of my favorite colorways. And if you don't love it, well, I won't rest until you do. It's caked up, so it might look a little bit different. I'll give you a hint. I knit a pair of socks in it. I'm showing you my well-worn socks. These are one of my alpaca pairs that I paired a fluffy sock with Trusty sock and held it together. This is a DK vanilla pair. I did a German short row heel. Anybody's a help? Anybody know? Margarita, you would like to see my notes? I can post that. Apple crisp. It is not apple crisp. It is not. That's good. I'll give you a hint. We're getting into Loveuary. Loveuary Hallmark. Does that help? Anyway, I will post my recipe in the Swan City Stitchers. Are you in there? What? Well, what are you saying? It's a shame. Yeah, okay. You don't have them yet, mister. So if I hide them, of course, you'll probably grab them at the next trunk show. I need them for at least through the middle of March. I need them through Nash Yarn Fest. Then after that, you can have them. How about that? Make a deal. All right, I'm going to tell you what this is. This is a Hallmark Holiday, that was a Dye Live colorway. And I ended up putting it in the shop at some point. Whew, and Morgan caked it up this morning. She did. That is tight. Boy, that is a tightly wound cake right there, let me tell you. Needless to say. So I will be casting on. I know that I did a size 1, and because that's what I decided to go with. I was like, I'm just going to make the smallest size, and I used a size 10 needle. I think that's what's recommended in the pattern. But when you have 3 strands of yarn, I mean, especially with the halo that's on the fluffy lace, like you need a big needle. So yeah. It feels gorgeously soft. Like it's just, yeah, it's a great sweater. It's one of my favorites for sure. So I knit it in I think I did that as one of my sweaters for Nani Swimo, and I got it done in 2 weeks. I'm not kidding. So plus 2, it's a crop shirt too. So that's might be part of the reason why. But it's also at a larger gauge, so it knits up faster. So anyway, yeah. So I'm definitely casting on that. Oh, Deborah Sue got it. I love it. Yes, Bo can, yeah. Actually, he probably will. He'll probably pull up his pant legs, and I have to tell you all, Bo's a better salesman than I am, for sure. He definitely. I'm like, here's my yarn. If you want it, have it. If not, okay. And Bo is like, you want this. He's definitely a better salesman than I am. All right. So let's talk about, I have some announcements. So let's go through those. Okay. First of all, coordinating cousins. There was a bit of a hang up. There was a bottleneck in the dye studio. I was dyeing yarns, and then some of them, the one colorway proper was in the proofer, and somehow it didn't get rinsed right away. And so they were dyed up earlier this week, but they are just now, Morgan just finished tagging them for me. So as soon as we're done here, I'm going to be shipping coordinating cousins out. So they'll go out today. And then also, don't forget Gal Pal Book and Yarn Swap. I've heard some chatter that y'all are getting those out, which is awesome. So I'm excited. I hope y'all will post some of your things that you get. I'm excited to see those. And then you have January's Fiber Challenge, Selfish Stitching. Y'all are, the great thing about January being so long, 31 whole days, you get more time for selfish stitching. I had a family member recently say how he hates January because he owns a small business. He's like, everything comes due in January. I hate January. But I realized, I think, for a lot of people, January is not the favorite month. It's cold. It's that letdown after the holidays. And sometimes January is kind of a struggle to get through. So fortunately for us, we have fiber crafting, knitting, crocheting, and all those things to carry us through. So I think hopefully we have a little bit more of an advantage than other people do. So you have another week, 1 week left to post all of your whips and FOs. And don't forget, if you're not posting it in the thread, and you'll get more views if you don't post it in the thread. If you post it in the general group, you'll get more views. If you do that, though, make sure you put hashtag selfish stitching so that I can find it easier next Friday morning when I go through and pick our winner. So you also have 1 week left to get your Fleece Your Feet pattern or project pages on Ravelry updated. So don't forget, basically, if you're knitting the pattern, if you start a project page with a picture, that counts as one entry. And then if you have an FO and you show it, your picture with an FO, then that gets you 2 entries. And the prize for that is a $50 gift card to the Swancityyarns online store. So by the way, speaking of, right now I only have digital cards, but I'm looking into getting the actual physical cards. So I will let you know when I have those. Yeah, what we need to get, Bo, is some of those clear shoes, Linda. I have some, but we don't have any for Bo. I definitely need to get him some. The problem with some of those is that they're not overly comfortable. Like, I have a pair of clear Oxford style shoes, and they're very cool. I get lots of compliments on them. They're not the most comfortable to wear at a trunk show. So we'll have to find him some comfy, clear shoes that he can wear to show off his socks. For sure. Here's my thing. You guys know, you gals know, that once you start wearing your socks, they get a little worn, and you can't, you don't want to hang up and show socks. I mean, that's just how it is. Like, even these, you can tell that I've worn them a little bit, and there is a little bit, I've worn them with my boots. And so on the back of the leg, there's some fluff. So I need to take a sweater shaver to it. But since I mostly wear these either inside my shoes or around the house, I don't really worry about it. But I wouldn't want to show them as a shop sample. Somebody might be like, do you know what I mean? Like, you want to put your best foot forward. So that's why he can't wear them yet. They'll get worn. Clear Crocs. Okay, I'll look into that. Very good. Okay. If I knit those, one of those jumpsuits, are you going to wear it, Bo? All right. Oh, that's right. January is birthday month. So both sons, grandsons. Holy cow, that's a lot of birthdays, Sharon. All those people have birthdays in January. You all need like a serious birthday party for everybody. All right, what else? Upcoming trunk shows. I will do graphics for these and stick them on the website. I just haven't had a chance to. I will be at Crochet Aweigh's Yarn Boutique in Tavares on Saturday, February 22nd. So I will do a post for that. And then she and I are going to plan for some future things as well that we can do at her shop. So I'm excited about that. And then, of course, March 14th and 15th, Nash Yarn Fest. By the way, so let me just tell you, we had an informational Zoom call yesterday about the event. It was for the vendors. So the event is Friday and Saturday, the 14th and the 15th. So if you've done the entire package, I'm not sure when do they start those things, Thursday night or Friday, those events for the people who signed up for the full package. However, so Bo and I will get there into Nashville on Thursday. We have to start setting up. So we'll get there Thursday afternoon and we'll set up at the Expo Center. And then I know, this just goes without saying, that we will have dinner at El Jalisciense that night. So I was thinking if anybody is in town and wants to have dinner with us, we'll meet up there. And it's not a fancy place, but it is the best Mexican food, I think, that you'll eat. Nashville does have a lot of good Mexican restaurants, so it's hard to beat, but this has kind of become our mainstay. So there's that. And then the next day, Friday, so Friday evening is when the first marketplace is open. So from 6 to 9. And we will finish setting up our vendor booth in the morning, but I'm thinking in the afternoon around 2, we'll meet at a coffee shop. So keep that in mind if you're coming into Nashville Thursday night and then Friday afternoon. I'll let you know the location of I'm thinking at one of the White Bison coffee shops. I'll be honest, the White Bison is not my favorite. Dose is probably, if I had to pick my favorite coffee shop, and that is so hard to do because there's a lot of good ones, but there's a couple locations of Dose and they've got awesome drinks and then even a light menu. So that's probably my favorite, but it's not really conducive to a bigger group. They're always packed. Parking is not always the best. And so, yeah. So, but the White Bison has excellent, there's standing room. There's a big space upstairs that we can all sit down and visit and all that. So I thought maybe that would be a good location. So I'll post that. I know I promised I'll post it in the Swan City Stitchers. And then, yeah, if you can come meet up, then great. If not, that's okay too. All right. What else? Okay. So some shop update things, a couple of things to point out. First of all, Knitcessities is getting a restock of yarn. So if you are local, then you definitely want to check out. She's got a good array of colorways, including some sparkly. She's got Trusty sock, Trusty DK, and she's also got some sparkly sock. So you'll want to visit her. I'll be getting that to her tomorrow. So she will have that. And then also Knitcessities. Knit and Stitch over in Cocoa is also getting a restock of yarn in the next week. And also don't forget that you have 1 week left. 1 week if you are wanting to sign up for the Good Day Sunshine subscription box. My yarn, as I've already said and proclaimed loud and clear, is that my yarn will be in the first box. So, and other goodies. It's not just my yarn you're getting. It has a space theme, Space Coast. And yeah, so good stuff in there. Just saying. All right. Then, okay, what do I have? I have in the shop a couple of things Mad About You was requested on some other bases. So I put it on Silky Sock and Trusty Sock. So they're in the shop. I think there's still some left on Sparkly Sock as well. And I've got a few extras of the Coordinating Cousins. That was the Prim, the Proper, and the Pomp and Circumstance. Once I get those shipped out, I'll put the extras in the shop. I've kind of started, as I get new colorways, I'm kind of not new colorways, but like things that are getting new into the shop, newly in the shop. I'm just going ahead and putting them on the website and not waiting for Friday morning. So I'll do that with those. I'll announce them on the live. But so if you're interested in what I had extra room I had in the pots, then you can look on the website in a day or two and it'll be there. And then also, okay, 2 fun things. Love You Wary. Do y'all know what that, did we talk about this last week? I think we did, because I think I remembered it at the last minute. And then Kathy was kind enough to send me a link to Hallmark, their page. They are indeed doing Love You Wary again this year. So they have 4 fun movies that are released every Saturday for the 4 weeks in February. So if you are interested, I have a Love You Wary subscription up. So basically what I'll do is starting Monday will be the first shipment this coming Monday, and you'll get a mystery skein of yarn on the base that you choose, and it'll be inspired by that weekend's movie. So for example, a week from tomorrow, the first movie is called An Unexpected Valentine. Some great colors. I was watching the trailer for it, which I'll post in the Swan City Stitchers. And yeah, some great colors. So I had great color inspiration already. And I've already dyed up some of them because I got to go out Monday. So yeah, and I'll also be dyeing up next week. So the ones who have ordered, your skeins will go out Monday. And then next Friday, I'll have some coordinating colors. We already have some in the shop, but I found one that I was like, ooh, we need to dye that colorway because it'll go with this one. And yeah, so I'll have some more goodies as well if you're interested in that. So Love You Wary is still available. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it. I may pull the listing on Sunday, or I may leave it up. And then if you order it, you'll only get like 3 weeks of the mystery colorways. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm indecisive like that sometimes. So we'll see what I feel like on Sunday. If I'm feeling stressed and like, it's too much to keep track of, then I'll just pull the listing and that'll be it. If you signed up for it, you got it. And if you didn't, you're out of luck. But if I'm feeling good about it, then I'll leave the listing up. And if you sign up after that, then maybe you only will get the last 3 weeks. We'll see. I'll see what happens. Okay. Then also it was requested by the Swans. The Swans have spoken. There is a monthly mini color club on the website. So you pick the mini of your choice. I've got the Swanky Sock Mini, which is the MCN, gives you 80 yards for a 20-gram skein. We have the Trusty Sock Mini, which gives you 92 yards for a 20-gram skein. And then we also have the Trusty DK Mini, which you get 46 yards for a 20-gram skein. So pick your base that you like. There's not much price difference. And then you will get a coordinating stitch marker. It's actually like a progress keeper. It'll have the lobster clasp on it. And I like that because it provides the theme every month. So yeah, so you'll get a fun colorway. If you look at the picture that I put in the listing, that's kind of what I do. So whereas, most minis that are in the shop are not variegated minis because most people like solids to pair with their socks and things like that. So typically they're mostly solids, but with these minis, I definitely amp up the creativity, the color play, so to speak. and tend to give more variegated skeins. So if you're looking to build your mini stash, then this is what you want for sure. And if you start the subscription and then in a couple months you're like, you know what, I want to change, then we can figure that out. So also, I'm just going to leave it up for now, I think, unless again I get like, okay, there's too many and I'm overwhelmed, then I'll take down the listing. But for now, I'm just going to leave it up. And basically, if you order like now, we're at the end of January, if you order before the 15th of next month, you will get February's mini. If you order after February 15th, then you're going to get March's mini. So that's how we're going to keep it straight. So it'll just be, and I'll leave it up there as people want to join, they can. I'm not going to leave it up for a certain time, at least not right now. If I have to pull it, then I'll let you all know that I'm pulling it. Yeah. So that's okay. What else do we have? Is that it? Did I? Oh, by the way, so I didn't show you all this. I don't know if you care. So if you're interested in doing something like the bear paw socks, I used Teal, the Cows Come Home, and Cookie Crumbs, as you know, and this is how much I have left. I've not weighed them, but there's a good amount left. So I could definitely do a pair of shorties, even more than a pair of shorties. Y'all know that we like long socks for the most part, right? And Bo hasn't requested any shorty socks from me. And for some reason, I like a long sock. It takes longer to knit. I know it takes more yarn, but I'm okay with that. So, and I'll put this with my other FO leftover yarns. I found that I've had to make some repairs on some of my knit projects. And so it's really helpful to have a special section in my yarn cupboard for yarns that come from completed projects, so that if I have to do a repair, although sometimes it's fun to do a repair in a different color, makes it whimsical. But like I have my Rocket Tee, that's the one with the stripes, right? Where you do fingering, and then I think she has you mix it with lace weight. That's what the pattern calls for. So I have one of those in Queen of Tarts. It's a solid. And I ended up, I don't know if I caught it on something, but I had a hole like right here. And I was like, that's a nice shirt. And I've worn it to nice events. And so I was like, I don't want to do a different color. I want that yarn. And I had to dig through my stuff to find that colorway. So since then, I have been putting, when I'm done, I've been putting those yarns in a special section, especially because I realized I have a lot of projects where I've combined and held yarns double. I'll put the fingering and the lace weight together. Well, then when I'm done with the project, I would separate them and store them each by base. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm kind of storing them by project. So if they were together in a project, I'm storing them that way. I don't know, that might bite me in the foot later if I'm looking for want to do a scrappy project. And so I'm looking for a bunch of fingering weight bases or something. I don't know. We'll see how it works. That's basically what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Okay. Have I forgotten anything? I think that's it. So what are our plans for the weekend? Are y'all busy? I don't have a trunk show tomorrow. So I've been working on something though in the dye studio. A couple of things actually. One is a new collection. It's not ready to come out yet. So that's down the road a little bit. I'll let you know when that happens. But there's another something fun. I can't say anything else about it except just keep your eyes peeled, because I was hoping to have it out today. I was hoping to release it, but it just didn't happen. I'll tell you about what went wrong when it comes out next week. I'll tell you about it, but something went awry. So I'm having to fix it. So, but it's going to be good. Bo gave his seal of approval. So it has to be good, right? Yeah. And if my words over the top, if that means anything to you, it's over the top. For sure. It's going to be fun. I might have to keep one for me this time. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So knit, knit, and more knitting. Kim says, hey, Kim, I'm glad. Yeah, definitely. Bo knows what I'm talking about. That's right. It's awesome. See, you have his word for it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be knitting too. I'm going to cast on my ranunculus. I'm curious if Evie has cast on her ranunculus. She's probably beat me to it. And yeah, so I will be dyeing yarn this weekend for sure because I got to get a head start on next week. I will also, because you know you want it, I'm going to dye up some more Hallmark Holiday. Listen, here's what I love about this color. It's kind of like a rose gold, is it not? Like if you don't like pink, it's not really a true pink. It's more of a mauvey color. And it's got some of those deep, dark, almost like browns and golds in it. But if you like pink, then it's like, whoo, hubba hubba. So I'm going to be dyeing up some of that to put in the shop. I'm going to force it on you one way or another. We're all going to be a Hallmark Holiday fans. All right, what else? I think that's about it as far as my plans. I'm going to take it easy. I don't have a ton going on other than that, which is kind of how I like it. I need a calm weekend, but I hope to get some serious knitting in the meantime. So, all right. Well, I hope you get some knitting or crocheting or whatever it is in spinning, if that's your drug of choice. And yeah, I hope you stay warm and have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me all. I appreciate you more than you know. The Swan City stitch markers are still going out. So as I fill orders, I'll be sticking one on. I've already given out a few black ones. I'm just saying. So, all right, take care of yourselves and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.